Good morning students. I am Sunita working as a biology teacher in KGBV Veeragattam. In this session we discuss that lesson reproduction. Some important points discussed in this session. Okay. The definition of reproduction: the process by which organisms produce its offspring is called reproduction. Okay, the process by which organisms produce its offspring is called reproduction. What is the necessary of reproduction? Reproduction is necessary for continuation of life and it helps the spreading of population to new areas. So, reproduction is of mainly two types: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. What are the differences between sexual and asexual reproduction? Now we discuss sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. Two parents are involved in sexual reproduction. One parent is needed for asexual reproduction. In that second point, in sexual reproduction, gametes are formed. Gametes are not formed in asexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, fertilization takes place. In asexual reproduction, fertilization does not take place. In sexual reproduction, zygote is formed. Asexual reproduction, that zygote is not formed. In sexual reproduction, new characters are formed. In asexual reproduction, new characters are not formed but only through mutations. In sexual reproduction, meiosis takes place. In asexual reproduction, meiosis does not take place. So, these are some points, differences between sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Now we discuss so many kind of asexual reproduction in animals. We discuss now this. We discuss some asexual modes in animals. The first one is fission. These fission are two types: binary fission and multiply fission. Okay, got it? That binary fission, the single cell split into two cells, that is called binary fission. These examples for amoeba, euglena, paramecium. That multiply fission, that each cell split into many cells, that fission is called as multiply fission. This is example for plasmodium. So this is asexual mode in this organisms and animals. That second one, asexual mode, budding. This budding mode in yeast and hydra. In this budding process, small buds grows and appears at certain areas on a body. Later these buds grows as individual. This process is called as budding. These examples for yeast and hydra. The next one, asexual mode, fragmentation. These examples for Spirogyra. We seen in these multicellular organisms like Spirogyra. Each fragment to develop of an new organisms. So that is called fragmentation, asexual mode. Next, the last, regeneration. The regeneration asexual mode in planaria. When an organism cut or broken into small pieces. Each piece develop into a new organism. This process is called as regeneration. Each piece develop into a new organism. So this is called regeneration. Example, planaria. Next, the last asexual mode, parthenogenesis. That parthenogenesis means form zygote from female gametes without fertilization is known as parthenogenesis. These parthenogenesis occur in bees, ants, animals, and parthenogenesis occur in plants that seedless fruits like grapes, watermelon that are. These asexual modes in animals. Okay. We discuss some examination oriented questions in this topic. The first question, name the asexual reproduction shown in this figure. What is this? Binary fission. Okay. The next question, asexual reproduction, fission, budding, fission in amoeba, budding in yeast, bees, regeneration in planaria. Okay. What is this asexual reproduction mode in this bees? What is that answer? Parthenogenesis. Good. Which of the following group does not constitute of vegetative propagation? A. Fission, budding, regeneration. And B. Stolons, suckers and bulbs. So, which group does not have vegetative propagation? This is answer for A, because these are asexual modes in animals. Okay. The stolons, suckers, bulbs are asexual modes in plants. Okay. These questions, examination oriented questions of these models. Okay guys. Whatever we discussed till now, asexual reproduction modes in animals. Now we discuss asexual reproduction modes in plants, that are vegetative propagation. This vegetative propagation is two types, natural propagation and artificial propagation. Now we discuss natural propagation. In this natural propagation, when vegetative parts like leaves, stem, roots are cut it and placed in a soil, they grow as in a new plants. Their favorable conditions. This asexual reproduction is called vegetative propagation. Okay. Example, jasmine, rose. In this asexual modes, through leaves, the natural propagation in bryophyllum, small plants grow at the edges of leaves. So this is one natural propagation in asexual mode in plants. Next, that stem, that aerial weak stems like runners and stolons, that asexual mode stolons in jasmine and strawberry, bulbs in onion plants, cones in colocasia, tuber in potato, rhizome in ginger and root for carrot and radish. So these are natural propagation, natural vegetative propagation in this plants. So this is about vegetative propagation. Now we discuss artificial propagation. In this artificial propagation, first discuss the cutting. Cut a piece of parent plant and put into moist soil. After few days, cut part grows an individual plant, that is called artificial propagation and cutting. Examples: hibiscus and rose plants. Next, layering. A branch of plant one node is bent towards the ground. It is covered with moist soil. After few days, new roots develop. So, this is layering. Example: Nerium. Next, grafting. Two plants of stem joins. Two plants of stem joins and grow as a single plant. One which is attached to the soil is this part is called as stalk, and cut stem of another plant without roots is called scion. So this is stalk and this is scion. These examples for mango, apple, citrus, etc. That next one is tissue culture. This is modern technique of growing plants in which more number can be produced short time. In this tissue culture, select a one cell to the plant and it's grow in a agar components and their favorable conditions. We get a more number of plants in a short period. So this is about tissue culture. Next, spore formation method, that sporulation. This asexual mode in Rhizophus, that common bread mold is called as Rhizophus. This Rhizophus grows on that bread. So in this Rhizophus, that bulb-like structure is called sporangium, and that sporangium have some spores. So that spores release, that process is called as sporulation. These small tentacles-like structures are called as hyphae. So this is about sporulation, that bread mold asexual mode is called sporulation. In plants like fen leaves have some dots like structures, that is called spores. It is also that asexual mode of sporulation. So this is artificial propagation in plants. Okay. Now we discuss some questions on this topic. All of you observe this diagram. In which plant you can see the above propagation? What is this? Onion. The next question, vegetative propagation methods: bulb, runner, stolon, tuber, root. So what is that missing method? Cones. Okay, cones. Identify the mismatched pair: tuber potato, cone colocasia, bulb ginger. What is that mismatched pair in this? Bulb onion. Okay. What is the process of reproduction in Rhizophus? Already we discussed that. Sporulation. Okay. In which plant we observe sporophyll? Which plant? Fen. All of you look at this diagram. Can you guess that artificial propagation? What is that artificial propagation? Grafting. Okay. So these are some questions of examination oriented model. Clear? Whatever we discussed till now, asexual modes in animals, asexual modes in plants. Okay. Now we discuss sexual reproduction. That sexual reproduction means fusion of gametes takes place in sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction involves fusion of male and female gametes is known as fertilization. Okay. These fertilization are two types, external fertilization and internal fertilization. External fertilization. Fertilization takes place either outside the body of the mother, called external fertilization. These examples, fish, amphibians. That second one, internal fertilization. Fertilization may occur inside of the mother, called internal fertilization. So this is about external fertilization and internal fertilization. Now we discuss male reproductive system. Before once again we discuss that flow chart, that sexual reproduction, male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Male reproductive organs are called testes. Female reproductive organs are called as ovaries. Testes produce that male gametes called sperm, and ovaries, female reproductive system, produce that female gametes that are called ova. The sperm and ova fusion or fertilization, that formation of zygote. This zygote forms an embryo, embryo forms an fetus, fetus forms a baby. So this is process in sexual reproduction. Now we discuss male reproductive system. Look at this one question. Fertilization, external fertilization. Example, internal fertilization. Example, man. What is that answer in that box? Fish and amphibians. Okay, got it? Let us discuss male reproductive system. Male reproductive system have one pair of testes and one pair of seminal ducts, ureters, penis, urethra and epididymis. So these are parts have male reproductive system. Two testes are present in scrotum. Okay, this part is called as scrotum. This is called testis. Testis produced sperm. Testis produced an hormone called testosterone. This testosterone helped to develop the secondary sexual characters in male. Testes are present in scrotum because sperms are produced at lesser temperature. Okay, this is about testis. Next, vasa differentia. It carries sperms from testis to urethra. Testis to urethra. So this is vasa differentia function. Next, urethra. Common passage for both urine and sperms. Common passage for both urine and sperms. Okay. Next, associated glands like prostate glands and Cowper glands supply nourishment for sperm. So what is that function of prostate and Cowper glands are also called as associate glands. These functions supply nourishment for sperm. That second one, these associated glands secreted that fluid like sperm, that is called semen. So this is about male reproductive system. You have already practiced this diagram. Okay students. activity, which materials in this used in this activity, that questions. Okay, all of you prepare that. Who discuss male reproductive system? What are that parts? What are testes? What are seminal ducts? These are, and what is know about sperm. Okay, and also female reproductive systems, that fallopian tubes, ovaries, uterus, cervix, vagina, ovulation. These are all we learned in this class. All of you practice that male and female reproductive system diagrams and sperm diagram and diagram based questions on this topic, very important in this topic. I will discuss in our next class on 24th that remaining topic in this chapter. Okay students, now I will give some questions of for your homework. Name the accessory glands connected to male reproductive system. Name the accessory glands connected to male reproductive system. What is the function of testosterone? What is the function of testosterone? Next one. What type of fertilization occurs in frog and fish? What type of fertilization occur in frog and fish? Draw the flowchart of the system of ducts in human male reproductive system. Okay, this is homework for you for our next class. Okay students, all of you practice well. All the best for your examinations. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you so much. Some questions discuss on this fertilization, external fertilization, internal fertilization, external fertilization question mark and internal fertilization. Already we discussed this. The sperm are produced by dash. The tail of the sperm helps in. The sperm are produced by, what is the answer in this blank? Testis. The tail of the sperm helps in movement. The fluid secreted by accessory gland is, what is that fluid? Semen. What is this part in the sperm? Acrosome. Okay, clear? Let us discuss female reproductive system. You can observe this female reproductive system have two ovaries. Okay, two ovaries and two fallopian tubes are oviducts. Fallopian tubes are oviducts. These tubes, one tube connected to one ovary, one tube connected to one ovary, another tube connected to another ovary. These tubes are funnel-like tubes are called as fallopian tubes or oviducts. This is called uterus. This is called uterus. This structure open into cervix. Let us talk about ovary. Okay, ovary. Two ovaries are placed on either side of abdomen. Ovaries contain so many immature eggs. Okay, these ovaries contain so many immature eggs. Next, fallopian tubes. These tubes connected to ovaries. Okay, these tube connected to ovaries to uterus. Ovaries to uterus. Fertilization takes place in these tubes. Sperm travel to vagina, vagina to cervix, cervix to uterus, uterus to fallopian tubes. So, this in fallopian tubes that fertilization occur in this place. That sperm traveled to vagina, next cervix, cervix to uterus, uterus to fallopian tubes. In this place that fertilization. Okay. Zygote fertilization. After fertilization, zygote or embryo formed in fallopian tube later travel to uterus. Okay. Zygote or embryo formed in fallopian tubes later traveled to uterus. Next, uterus. It is a bag-like structure. Oviducts are opened into uterus. Oviducts or fallopian tubes are opened into uterus. Development of embryo is called as fetus. These parts have female reproductive system. Fertilization takes place in this. Once again, that definition of fertilization. Fusion with male and female gametes take place is called fertilization. After fertilization form zygote. Zygote develop an embryo. Embryo forms a fetus. The third month baby is called as fetus. Okay. Fetus gets nutrients through placenta. Placenta formed at 12 weeks of pregnancy. Okay. Next, in that part umbilical cord. It's connect to fetus and placenta. Umbilical cord connects that fetus and placenta. Next, gestation period. From the time of fertilization up to 9 months period is called a gestation. The next important point, colostrum. During the end of pregnancy, a watery yellowish like fluid called colostrum. What is that function of colostrum? It is developing the immune system in baby. So that is the function of colostrum. And in your ovary, ova develops look like a bubbles like structures are called Graafian follicles. These are half mark or one word answers. In ovary, ova develops look like a bubbles. That structures are called Graafian follicles. And that another definition, ovulation. The release of egg or ovum is called ovulation. That funnel-like structures are called, in that female reproductive system, that funnel-like structures are called as oviducts or fallopian tubes. The inner layer of uterus is called as endometrium layers. The third month of embryo called fetus. So this is about female reproductive points and say some important points in this female reproductive system. Now some questions on this female reproductive system. The female gamete ovum is produced by ovaries. That is called ovulation. Already we have already discussed about this ovulation. The female gamete ovum is produced by ovaries, that is called ovulation. What is fetus? That third month of baby is called, embryo is called as fetus. What is colostrum? During the end of pregnancy, a watery yellowish like structure is called as colostrum. How does it helpful? It's help to developing the immune system, immunization power in baby. What is the first cell formed after the union of male gametes with egg? So that female gamete and male gametes forms fusion with zygote. Okay, this is some questions on this female reproductive system. Okay, clear? Whatever we discussed till now, asexual mode of reproduction in animals, that are binary fission, budding, fragmentation, regeneration, parthenogenesis. This half mark questions mismatched and flowchart like structures. These examination oriented in this asexual mode of reproduction in animals. Later we discuss asexual reproduction modes in plants, that are vegetative propagation, natural propagation and artificial propagations. In natural propagations, leaves, stems, stolons, bulbs, crowns, tuber, rhizomes and root. So all of you learn this clearly, that examples for this natural propagation. Next, artificial propagation, that cutting, layering, grafting, tissue culture and spore formation or sporulation. And give in our textbook one activity about rhizophus. This is called bread mold. Already you